And that is something pretty special. Never before broadcast footage of the Syracuse Music Awards Hall of Fame group, the Flashcubes, in their prime. The alternative group started in the 70s with the punk rock sounds of the bands like the Ramones, and Syracuse had its own vibrant punk scene too. Here to tell us more, actually, the Flashcubes will be headlining, and Flashcube Gary Frenay is here with us now to talk about this exciting reunion, along with promoters Carl Caffarelli and Dana Bonn. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks
well, Gary, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about what it's like coming back and playing together this weekend and what it's all going to be. What'll happen?
Well, I became known as a musician in Syracuse in '77 as a member of the Flashcubes, and we flourished and played around then in clubs like the Lost Horizon, where this event is going to be. And then that band broke up, and I have since made my living playing as a musician in Syracuse. But every once in a while we get to do these things where we sort of bring the band back together again as the Flashcubes. And this idea of having a multi-band show was not mine, and I would defer more to Carl and Dana on this one.
Okay, so Carl or Dana, talk a little bit about the event and what's happening and what it'll be like to bring the bands together.
It's going to be wonderful. We got a little taste of it last night. Gary and Artie do a regular weekly gig at the Sheraton up in University. And Maura Kennedy, who was from that era, Maura Kennedy and her husband Pete are now in a world-renowned coffeehouse pop duo called the Kennedys, just back from a UK tour. And they joined Gary and Artie for a little taste of what we're going to see. We're getting a lot of bands back together. Credit where credit is due. This whole idea belongs to Paul Armstrong, who was another member of the Flashcubes. He's been wanting to do this for years, but because he lives in Boston, he wanted some local people to try to take point on it, so to speak. So for us, it was just a matter of contacting some bands, say, you want to play the show? This is a really, really good idea. It's going to be a lot of fun. You really should do this. And just about everyone who was available said yes. It was a matter of now we have 12 acts in a short night. And it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful experience. Dana and I have been hosting a internet radio show called This Is Rocker Radio for almost 16 years now. And this is why we do it. This is what we live for. For us, this is just the best night imaginable.
And now the group just got inducted to the Syracuse Hall of Fame just a couple of months ago, and be able to be back and performing again.
That was a great honor. I was put in as a solo member of the Hall of Fame, and then the Flashcubes were inducted this past March at the Sammy Awards, and we got to perform as one of the headliners. It was great.
Well, I want to know too, you were really, when you talk about that alternative genre, right? You were like the face of the beginning of it for Syracuse. You were really part of that. Yeah. So what does it feel like to know that you're part of Syracuse history?
I'm very honored. I'm very honored to have that part, and we carry that with us today. And we're very proud of the fact that when we do the Flashcubes, we were just talking about this, we're the same 4 original members that play, and that's very rare. There's not a lot of bands that can say that.
That's true.
37 years on,
It's pretty remarkable.
It's pretty remarkable. It really is.
Yeah.
And so we're really proud of that. And I love that Dana and Carl, who do this radio show, have been able to sort of trumpet the cause all along in a weekly way that that we wouldn't be able to do because we're too busy playing. So.
Yeah, and the Flashcubes themselves, they inspired a lot of the bands that are playing tonight too, or Saturday night too. So
Great.
I mean, they sort of helped spawn this whole scene that came out of it.
Well, great. Sounds like a great event. We want to remind people the New Wave Rock and Roll Reunion is happening Saturday. Doors open at 7 p.m. It's at the Lost Horizon, $10 admissions, and it's an all-ages show. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for letting us in.
Yeah. Well, coming up next, we're all wearing it, but do you know what's in it? We're debunking the label on your sunscreen. That's coming up next.